I was thinking about something. What is an injustice? When we think that an injustice has been done, what exactly is that? I've come to the conclusion that justice and injustice are really things that exist purely in our minds. They're not something that exists in physical reality. It's not something out there, but something in our minds. I'm going to read something that I wrote. I have it on my laptop. This is my original writing. What is the case when we perceive an injustice? A man tells me that I'm crazy for believing in God. He compares me to a terrorist and baby killers. I feel that his comparison is unfair. I tell him that he is a Nazi and he is just like Hitler for not having faith in God. He turns around and points out that Hitler and the Nazis were Christians and that religious beliefs are responsible for all the atrocities in the world. I feel that it is unfair, so I point out to him more examples of how not having faith leads to bad behavior. We keep going back and forth with this fight and no one is winning. We are both seeking something that is eluding both of us. We want justice and fair treatment. What is stopping us? Why can't we be friends? We seem to have this barrier that surrounds each of us that is preventing us from reaching out as brothers and being friends. And I get to thinking, why is it that we can't just be friends? That person will tell me that I'm a terrorist and a baby killer, and I'm going to tell him that he's a Nazi, and so we're going to go back and forth and say all these terrible things about each other. And we start to believe our own bullshit, because it is bullshit, the stuff that we say, the negative things we say. I mean, this is true not only with the theist versus atheist issue, but even with race issues. You know how people say all kind of horrible things about somebody from another race. We say, well, this group, they do this stuff, and this group does that stuff. We throw these things back and forth, and it's all bullshit when you really get down to it, and we believe it. See, one thing I learned is that you believe your own bullshit. We all believe our own bullshit. I'm going to say that. We believe it. You need to be careful what you say about other people. Think about it. Think careful about what you say. Because, there's a part of your brain that takes your own words literal, even if you know that it's not true. After a while, if you keep repeating these things over and over again, if you say that this group is a bunch of baby killers, and this group is a bunch of Nazis, and this group is a bunch of this, that, and the other thing, you actually start to believe that stuff. Because your own mind. There are certain things that exist in your mind because you keep associating an idea of this group with this type of behavior. And they can only act this way. And you point out the worst examples you see in the news. If you don't like black people, for example, you see every example of a black person doing something bad. You say, see, that's what black people do. And you don't like white people, and so you look at some example of something. Oh, look at that, what that white person did. See, they do that kind of stuff. And we start to believe that bullshit. It's just bullshit, really, when you get down to it. That's all it is. We need to look at things realistically. Step back for a minute. And ask ourselves, why can't we be friends? It's because we fill our minds with so much crap and so much garbage about other people. Why not turn it around and think positive thoughts? If you really want to see something positive in people, you will see it. All you have to do is just want to see it. You see, we see negative things because we want to see negative. We can see positive if we want to. We have that power. We have that power in our minds. And that is the truth.